Hello everyone, it's ironwarriorcosplay here with a brand new tutorial. I'm so excited to show you this. It's probably other than the 2mm skull faceplate I did for the gas mask, this is the easiest and simplest build I've ever done. And it is my Data Slate pattern. This pattern is super easy. It's 2 sheets. One's the cover, one's the actual pattern. And it is so easy to put together. I did the majority of the build with super glue. If you guys want to follow along with this very short tutorial, I'll explain a bit more in a moment as I show you this brand new pattern. So, without further ado, let's go! So here we are at the workshop table, and all I've got here is my paper template, the finished Data Slate, a pair of scissors and some super glue. Now, you don't have to use super glue. You could use something like contact cement if you wanted to use contact cement. But I just used mainly super glue on this for all the little details and stuff. But I used contact cement to glue the main 2 pieces together. Some little bit of explanation before I fully start, and that is this pattern is super simple. So simple, in fact, that I've already built the Data Slate for myself. I won't be building another one for this tutorial. I'll just be showing you how to build using the paper templates. So I'll show you as we go which patterns to cut out and how to do them, but it's so simple that I felt it was borderline insulting if I was to do another one of these to show you guys how to glue 2 pieces of foam together. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm really excited to do this for you guys. So here we go with the ironwarriorcosplay Data Slate tutorial. So here is the pattern, and this pattern is 2 pages, and the first page is the cover that says this is the Data Slate pattern by ironwarriorcosplay, and it tells you note material needed for this build are 10, 5 and 2mm EVA foam. Full build tutorial on YouTube at ironwarriorcosplay. This is what you're watching now. This can be put to one side, and this is the Data Slate pattern. It's super simple and very easy to follow. So grab your scissors. The first thing you need to do is cut out this template shape. So the first things first is cut the corners like that, and cut down the sides, then repeat this process all the way around. So with that cut out, you can now place this pattern on top of some 10mm EVA foam. What you can do there then is draw around this with a biro and cut that 10mm piece of foam out with your craft knife. Once you've done that, you have your base. The next thing you need to do is cut out this red section here in the middle. This little red box at the top is optional. That just gives you like this little window. I did mine slightly differently, but this is a little window that I've provided for the original template. And if you want to cut that out as an extra bit of detail, you can. But what you need to do now is cut this bit out. Now, I either recommend using a pair of scissors where you fold it in half and cut it, which I've done before, or use your sort of craft knife or your scalpel or something like that. I'm just going to cut this out nice and slow, following that red line all the way around. So with this now cut out, place that to one side, and now we move on to the ×1 5mm portion of the build. Take your 5mm EVA foam and place this pattern on top of it. What you need to do now is the same as you did with this pattern before. Draw around the pattern, but this time draw in the middle also, cut this section out first, it makes it a lot easier, then cut out around the outside of your 5mm EVA foam. If you want, you can cut out the optional panel here. You can either move it to this side or move it to directly in the middle or move it slightly off center like I've got it on the pattern. You can move it to the side, you can move it down here, you can move it wherever you like, or don't cut it out at all and you can add your details later. With that now cut out, you can move on to some details. But before we do move on to the details, I just want to show you where you are currently. Where you are currently is here. This bottom piece here is 10mm EVA foam, and this top piece here is 5mm EVA foam. What I've done here is just stack them on top of each other to get a two-tiered detail section for the middle, essentially. This now sits flush with the foam at the top, but inset in the middle here to make a screen. Okay, see that? Now, with that being done, it's now time to add your details. This center panel here contains a lot of the details I've used on this actual data slate. These here, for example, are to be cut out of 2mm foam. I put those down here as like little vents. This circle here goes around this little speaker detail I made. I just drilled a lot of little holes and made a fake little speaker to make it look like that's where audio would come out of. I even have this large panel here with some buttons on it, just some pretend buttons to sort of type in different things. And a dial from an old amplifier, little box amplifier I had, a little dial from that. The LED I added just to make it a little bit more animated. I've added these two 5mm hex bolts. I say 5mm in terms of that's the foam you cut them out of. I've put one here. I didn't use two in the end. I put one here. I've given you 6 little ones here, little hex bolts here that are to be cut out of 2mm. I put them all the way around here. So yeah, it's entirely up to you what you do with your data slate. When it comes to these details, just do as you wish. These details are entirely up to you. They're optional. So I don't want you to feel like you have to do those. If you want to use this panel, for example, to have this and then add your own stuff to it, you can. It's entirely up to you. You're the builder. I want you to have fun with it. I want you to realize what data slate your character would have. What data slate would that particular Marine or Krieg or Tech Priest or anything, depending on your Commissar, for example, who would have a data slate with what information on it. This information panel here was laser etched, but you can put whatever you want. I've seen people do incredible work with stencils. I've seen people paint. I've seen people just do a green screen and just have it as a data slate. You can do whatever you wish in terms of what you put in here. This particular data slate I have made so it goes with my Krieg Medic. So it has different medical details and things like that, and including locations of the wounded and stuff like that, including a little blinking green LED. So it's entirely up to you where you go with it. Now, another little addition to this particular data slate I did after I had done the pattern was I added some details on the back. Most of these are painted. For example, this is just a stencil I made and it's just painted on. These little rivet details, these little bolts here, they're all painted on. This is laser etched in. And then this is like a little vent panel I laser cut out. This is just a circle I cut out with a tube I have. I have these PVC pipes. I just cut foam out with them. And I painted it to look like a lens, like sort of a cartoony kind of lens. You can add that kind of detail to the back of this, entirely up to you how you do it. To get these panel line details, if you take a ruler and a scalpel or your craft knife and just cut a very light cut on different angles and sort of cut that out and run your heat gun over them, they will open up really nicely. So the simplicity of this pattern is just crazy. How easy this pattern is to put together and how easy it is to just cut out these two pieces of paper to create something like this. Now, I want you to take this pattern, do as you wish, build as you wish. I want you to design your own data slate. But if you want to copy this one exactly, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to. Add some LEDs. Make this an actual iPad. Just get a real tablet and blow this pattern up and just stick a tablet in it. That would be really cool. But yeah, this is just a really fun two-piece foam sort of data slate that I made. It's really, really lightweight. If you guys want any tips or anything about the blinking LED and the electronics, let me know. I'll happily show you guys a video on that. But yeah, that is the Iron Warrior Cosplay data slate tutorial. It's so simple, in fact, that I didn't actually need to cut out the foam to show you. I just needed to explain to you how this all goes together. So from me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, I want to say a massive thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much for buying the pattern. If you haven't and you're interested in buying this pattern, the link is in the description below. But that's pretty much it. This has been the quickest, easiest, and simplest tutorial I have ever done. So from me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, thank you so much for watching. This has been my data slate tutorial. I shall see you all again very soon. Bye for now.